listening to Ceramics. I'm back. How are you guys? I'm good. I actually have a cold right now. I'm not that good. Hence my ginger ginger and honey tea right now. So I'm not that great, but I'm generally pretty great. And I'm hoping that you guys are great too. I've been very busy, although it feels kind of like I haven't been that busy, but I have been busy. Two big things is that I kind of stepped away from ceramics for a second because I was working on a couple of sewing commissions. More about that probably in some future videos. And the second thing is that I started a full-time job. And so I am no longer self-employed per the title of this video. Also, I painted my nails, which is rare for me. It was for a wedding. But I started a new job, and that generally, plus the dress commissions, just meant that I just wasn't in the studio. I literally haven't, maybe one time, but like I really haven't stepped foot in the studio for maybe 3 months now, which is crazy for me because I feel like I've never been away from ceramics for that long, since I started at least. So here I am. Oh, sore throat. Okay, well, that also generally means that most, if not all, of the footage in this video and the next 2 or 3 videos will have been from May, and that's fine with me. I'm not going to throw out footage that's only like a couple months old, and it's still relevant to a lot of the work that I have over there in my pile. It's still relevant to the work that I'm going to be working on the next few months, so... All right, someone is honking outside. I don't know if you can hear that, but anyways, please enjoy the following, I'm gonna call it rambling, of me basically trying to reconvince myself that self-employment or leaving self-employment was the correct choice, which I know it was. And also please enjoy the footage of these little dishes that I had made a few months ago, which were thrown off the hump, decorated, and most of them went to someone else as kind of like a commission / gift. So enjoy that, and I will see you guys in a second. So I'm going to start off with some more interesting things. I threw a bunch of these pieces off of the hump, this shape. It's kind of like a condiment dish or like a little trinket dish. In an effort to make something a little bit more accessible, and kind of try out some different motifs. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8. I have 8 of these, a motif on the inside, some eggs, and my typical carved fluted texture on the outside. We got a pair of oranges, which I really love. Oranges are like just a very satisfying fruit to carve, always. This actually all started because I was making this form and this style for a friend. This is for them. This is a Psyduck and a Houndour, Pikachu, and a Snorlax. So each of these pieces has this kind of form. It's carved on the outside, and on the inside it is very lightly carved, just so there's a bit of texture. And tomorrow will be a big underglazing day for me, so I will be underglazing all of these. Another hot dog cart. Another one of my favorites, or I guess a new favorite of mine, really. Trying out a little different texture here is a paper airplane, and we kind of got the paper airplane coming through the ridges. I am also working on a commission for a friend. Let's see if I can unwrap it very carefully. Who really loved the pigeon. Actually, I don't know if I've shown you guys the pigeon, but the pigeon and the hot dog theme that I was doing, like New York theme. So they asked for it to be made into a mug. So we got a giant pigeon walking here. And then we got a hot dog on the other, or a hot dog cart, sorry, on the other side. And I guess if I haven't shown you the pigeon one, let me go get it right now. Now these have been bisqued already. Basically, we got a pigeon and a pigeon crossing the crosswalk, and a pigeon waiting on the crosswalk. I just love how they look. Very fun, very cute. A map of Central Park, one of the iconic parks in New York. All part of my kind of New York themed stuff. And separately from all that, I am working on my penguin tray, which you may have seen in the last video I had failed. My first time around making So I am working on that. And I'm also working on making more of these mini UFO holders, containers, whatever they want to be. So I got a lot going on, And I got a haircut, so I'm quite happy about that. So present time / August narrator Selena here. Leaving self-employment for 96. What a fun thought, you know, usually it should be the other way around. But if you've been following some of my vlogs this year, I have talked a lot about being self-employed for the past few years. Or, I don't know about a lot, but enough. I basically, after my last job, I was pretty burnt out from the field, and I took some time off to travel and be quote-unquote fun employed, which is the best. You can do so many fun things during the day when everyone's at work. But then, you know, eventually, one thing after another, I never ended up getting another full-time job. I just was doing some kind of interiors work here and there, helping my parents with stuff, renovating my apartment, working for a tech company for a bit, doing graphic design work. I got those 2 dress commissions like I was talking about, which I'll talk about later in another video. But I basically just got a lot more free time to spend on my hobbies like ceramics and sewing and that kind of stuff. And I wasn't completely unemployed. I had basically gig to gig work, but now I'm back into a 9 to 6 job at an architecture firm. And you and everyone is probably asking, like, why are you leaving self-employed, man? Why are you going back to working for someone else? And the easy answer is it's more stable, quality, or more quality, cheaper healthcare if your employer helps pay for it. And basically, that's the easy answer, but really any answer is just gonna be like money and stability. Like self-employment, as freeing as it is, it's incredibly tough. Generally, I'm the kind of person that works hard at anything I do, or try to work hard at anything I do. It's not very often that I get super frustrated at something that I'm doing where I just up and quit. So I know I could have done more or less anything if I really had put my mind to it. But I also know that I'm very good at project managing, and I'm very good at being a designer in architecture. So it was time. I did look for a more boutique firm, or at least a smaller corporate firm. I would say for architecture, corporate is like 50 plus people in an office, and boutique is like less than that, and then like teeny tiny is like 10 or less, which is kind of what I was at before. So basically my priorities were not a corporate firm, more boutique, better kind of staff support than my previous job, and money. Money is a big part of it. So how do I feel about it? I've been working there for basically like, I would say a month or so now. And the big things are obvious. Like I definitely lose out on some of my favorite routines. Like I got some really slow mornings and relaxing mornings with my dog. We would go on really long walks in the morning. Obviously flexible work hours. The ability to get groceries in the middle of the day is unparalleled. When the stores are empty, it is very nice. The closest and somehow cheapest grocery store near me is actually a Whole Foods. And a Whole Foods at 7 p.m. on a weekday is utter chaos. It is not fun. The store is super full and the shelves are all empty. It's just not, I did not enjoy it. So the ability to do that task like at lunch or like in the middle of the day was quite nice. And overall, right now, my philosophy, or at least my goal for a philosophy, is that a job is a job. And I want to enjoy it, and I want to not hate myself doing it, which I don't. But it's also like not my entire life. So that makes it easier for me to understand that, oh, I can still have hobbies and I can still have a job at the same time. Speaking of hobbies, unfortunately this means I will be cutting down on ceramics time and sewing time. I think for this YouTube situation, I was posting maybe like once a week before, but now I don't know what it'll be. Maybe more sporadic, maybe once a week, maybe smaller, shorter videos, less produced. I mean, not that it was produced well before, but like simpler videos. And I'm also gonna probably be removing the high-low what do you know segment from the videos, especially because that stuff
is probably going to be more work related now, and I'm trying to keep those things separate from my ceramics and hobby stuff. But I do still plan to maintain the ceramics projects and maintain a sort of topic every episode, whether it's through vlogging or through narrating, kind of like this, or blah, 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 blah. So generally, how am I feeling about it? I'm feeling maybe an 8 out of 10. Before I started, maybe a 7 out of 10, maybe 6, but 8 out of 10, not bad. I appreciate you all hearing me gab about this. It felt a little bit like I was reconvincing myself that leaving self-employment was the right choice, which I really do think it is. I think it is. Healthcare is important. 401ks are important. Anyways, the pieces that you've seen here, along with some other things, will be up on my site sometime in my fall updates. It is, well, whatever at least I have in stock, because I have a couple of summer markets and like in-person sales and commissions and stuff like that. So whatever is left will be up in my fall updates. So make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and join my newsletter. Actually, the newsletter is probably better for that kind of stuff. Instagram is more just like visual stuff. But make sure you follow me on everything, which is in the description below, to stay up to date on if I do any in-person stuff or online stuff or etc., etc. And if you've recently had a big life change in employment, like me, or you went from self-employment to regular employment or the other way around, or you're still fun employed or something, let me know in the comments, or you can DM me or write me. I would love to hear more about it. And I think a lot of people my age are kind of going through that life change of like switching careers or switching cities, or like, I don't know if it's like the pre-30s crisis or like something's happening, but something is happening. Thank you so much for watching. Because you made it to the end, please enjoy this Kuma video right here. Keep making stuff. I'm gonna keep making stuff, obviously, and I will see you guys next time.